Hello everyone, I'm Vise, and I'm here to bring you a StarCraft 2 ZvZ build order guide. A little background on myself, as this is my first video. I'm currently a North American Zerg player. I just got into Grandmaster this season. I've been floating around between rank 100 and 150, closer to 150. I don't know, looking to improve, make some content for the community. This is my first video, so any feedback or anything would be great. Yeah, this build I'm bringing you is Leenock Baneling bust. He used it, I don't know, a couple times in the GSL. Pretty much every ZvZ did. He just opened up with it every time, said it's strong against everything. And yes, and I've been using it a lot, finding it really, really effective. So I just wanted to share it with everybody out there. Guess I'll get started here. This is a replay of myself on ladder using it against the guy in, I don't know, SCA Venge is his name. SCA kind of a big clan out there, I guess, so there's a name. Anyway, so I've linked the actual build order in the description of this video, that way everyone can follow it if they want it. I don't want to get too technical about it here in the actual video, because I think it's kind of hard. I don't know, I prefer, like, those video guides, they're good and everything, but referring to those can be a little tricky, So a couple things about this build. It opens up with a 15 pool into 16 hatch, so it's safe against everything. No build order losses here. I know some builds require you to open 15 hatch, well, it leaves you open to some garbage, so that's kind of nice. You can basically do this build every single game. Now, one thing I want to go over is these scouting lings I made and sent out. These are part of the build order and everything, and you really, really need to send them. You really need to see if your opponent's going gasless. I don't recommend actually doing the Baneling bust if your opponent's going gasless. Depends on the map, but like I guess this one's kind of wide, but on certain maps they can just make like a 3 evo wall, and it's very, very hard to deal with. You can still do it, but I don't know, I don't recommend it. It seems really flimsy. Depends on how fast they have their evo wall up and everything, so try to pick off a drone here, no big deal. And we're going to skip to the important stuff, since the build order is all laid out in the text document I've attached. We don't really need to go over it, I guess. It's basically just performing the build, la-da-da-da-da. See, I'm getting the Zerglings. Yeah, so this is basically the part in the build order where I've listed that you just basically flood lings and begin the Baneling attack. So you see right here, I poke up here. I even show these to him, I don't care. He can know I'm making a ton, because I am. I don't really care. And basically what you want to do with this, I want to talk about it a little bit. You want to make a huge round of Banelings just right in front, like pretty close to him. If you can avoid an Overlord, that's great. But as I was approaching his base, I didn't really see a good spot. I didn't want to make him, I don't know, this far out. It seemed a little weird. Anyway, while these are morphing, you should have some Zerglings left over. And basically you're just waiting for these. And you can see I kind of grabbed some of the rallies of them and split them up. That way, if he tries to walk Banelings out here, they're all going to kind of split so that 2 Banelings don't blow them all up. That'd be some serious bad news. And while this is going on, I'm just trying to bait some detonations here with these Zerglings. That's kind of what you want to do, but don't throw them away. I've done that, and it kind of ends ends the game. So I've just kind of split these up a little bit. This isn't really necessary, but as you can see, it really helps, as you don't want 2 Banelings blowing up, or 12 of yours for 2 of his. So I do 2 for 3 there. I blow up on a queen. That's kind of dumb of me. Usually when you do this, he's trying to make the wall, but he just doesn't have. I mean, he kind of has enough money, but not really. Like, he has the money, but he just wasn't prepared. Didn't have the money in time, I guess. And yeah, so I'm just busting in here, no problem. And he's actually in a really good position with this queen. He's doing well, but yeah, it's not going to be enough. And basically, I really like this replay because it shows how strong it is against standard. I mean, this is just completely standard play, standard layer timing. And right before the bust, he was at about 40 drones, 44. That's about where people are at when they start going up for the layer and the spire. And you can see he didn't even actually build his spire yet, so that's actually better for us. And if we look at income, we see we're actually down about 3 workers while this attack's still going on. So we have a little more damage to do, but it's not too bad. And I can tell at this point he's really, really slipping. He chose to put the Baneling nest that is natural. And I find a lot of times when you do this build, you end up killing their Baneling nest, and that kind of ends the game, just in general. Another highlight of this build is that with this number of drones, 16 and 9, I actually built 1 too many here. You should have exactly 30, but a little richer. What's the big deal? If you inject pretty much perfectly, you won't be floating any money. So you can constantly just Ling Baneling attack, just go, 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 go off 2 hats. You'll have a little extra money for your transition later, but it's really, really important to keep the Lings coming. If there's a 30-second gap between your Ling production, I mean, it's going to give him time to stabilize, and that's just not the point. The point is just this all-on barrage, Baneling barrage. That's a little redundant. You see me pulling back here, I know nothing productive is going to happen. See, I've got a ton of gas here. So I just keep morphing Banelings, and that's the really key part, is not to get like scared. I guess I've done more damage now and I'm actually ahead, so I'm just making a layer and teching up wouldn't be the worst thing. But if you just keep attacking, especially when you feel like it's going your way, I see the Baneling nest is low, so I figured this wave will be able to kill it. He doesn't have too many Lings. He's trying to bait some detonations there, no good. And yeah, I'm just going to keep going in. And the rest of it's basically just him slowly. It's just a really, really long death animation. If you kill a round of drones with this build, like if you get this kind of advantage, you can do whatever you want. You're still probably going to win. But I really prefer to just keep attacking and going, keeping him off foot. Because you saw I killed the queen here, so already right there, I've got queen's worth of injects going, and he's going to be a queen, like a queen, basically a larva, a queen's worth of larva. Is that a thing? Less. So I'm always going to have more units than him, regardless of our money, even though yeah, anyway. And you see he's trying to stabilize in here, throwing up spine crawlers, throwing up everything, basically. But it doesn't matter. And the rest of it's just, yeah, basically him dying. And I think he BMs me, but, you know, we're just gonna quit the replay there. And I'm gonna go ahead and jump into another one. And this just shows how strong it is against greed. Now that was, what that guy did there was completely standard. He even had a spine crawler. You see a lot of kids in their standard play skip a spine crawler. So, yeah, even against the spine crawler, you can break in. And he had 2 or 3 Banelings on hold. I mean, that's pretty normal. So this one, me spawning in the bottom right. This guy, Blue Magic, I think he's, I don't know, I think he's Grandmaster now too. So that's cool. It's cool. Quality players. Well, North American quality. Anyway. And he actually goes for the 15 pool as well, so basically even economy. The nice thing about this too is you get your gas a little later, and I say the nice thing, but if you look at like me compared to him, he's already mining gas, but if you just look at our mineral income, I'm just constantly ahead, which is really, really, I don't want to say nice, but it helps you just power up to the drone count you want, get that second geyser really, really fast, and then just completely flood with Zerglings over and over and over, and just real low. I mean, this isn't really a tech-heavy build. The gas is really important, but just having a constant flow, and having that flow before your opponent, basically. And now this is like one of the greediest plays I've seen in a while. Actually, it's just really ballsy. No Ling speed, go straight for lair. And then a second gas. I mean, if we look at his workers, see, he doesn't even have 30 workers, he's going for another gas. This is one of those things where if you play standard against it, just play your build out, you're actually pretty behind, because his Spire is going to be like minutes before yours, so you have way more gas. Even though he's really, really vulnerable right now, you see no Spine Crawler, super gas. So I mean, to the point where it's almost cheesy, it's just completely risky. And if you play standard against it, you just get punished for playing safe, which is kind of silly to me. So I really like doing pressure builds like this, especially on ladder, just where people take risks and they do random things. And here I don't really know what he's doing, so I leave 2 Banelings behind. But I show up and start the Banelings. You see how I spread them out before the fight? I'll do that sometimes too, depending. That way when they all spawn, they don't, you don't have to fan them out manually. You've kind of already accounted for that, so you can just rally them in. And I show up, and he's got basically nothing. He's got 1 Baneling, 1 Morphing, starting a Spine Crawler. I mean, this is the great thing. You show up against greedy things like really fast layers. People who try like that double upgrade Zergling garbage. I shouldn't say garbage. Like, it's legit builds, but it's just leaves you really vulnerable to this. Because, you know, you're spending money on upgrades, you're spending money on layer, spending money on extra gas, spending money on a Spire in this case. That doesn't help you hold a Baneling all in. So, and I say all in. The thing is, it's kind of an all in if you do no damage or you mess up your control. But if you control well, it's not all in. Like, if you control well, you trade well, you got a game to keep going. Even if you're a little behind, you still got a game. My Banelings, I just rally him straight to his minerals, and I realize this guy's got nothing. And while I'm playing this, in my mind, I'm thinking, Man, oh man, if I had tried playing straight up against this guy, I just would have been behind for no reason, no merit or anything, just because he chose to play risky. So it's really nice just to kill these people right away. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, he's gonna die. That's all there is to it. Yeah, so that's another one, and I really like it for that reason, I guess. Then we have a third replay here about holding aggression. This is a guy, I'm not sure, I think Team RV, I'm not sure if they're a Season team or, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure. But, yeah, this is like right before the Grandmaster thing, so everyone's grinding out ladder, trying to win games quick, and I guess this is my chosen poison, rather. This is standard open up the build, just like described in the old document there. Nothing too special. Now this guy opened up very aggressive against me. We see that he actually went gas pool as well, or I'm sorry, rather pool hatch. But then his gas is very fast. He's already mined 12 or whatever. He's already mining from it while mine's about half done. So he's invested a lot into gas, and then that way, as far as minerals go and workers go, we're already ahead. So he needs to turn his gas into some kind of advantage, otherwise he's just going to be behind, basically. And he plans on doing that. If you see really fast gas, it's usually aggression, or they have aggressive options. Fast tech's always an option, but fast gas for sure. And I think I do skip the Ling Scouts. No, I do. I actually denied his in this one. But I knew he wasn't going gasless, because it's really important to know that. That's basically the only thing that's important to know with the Ling Scout. That's basically what I look for these days. And I'll slow it down for a second here. And we see he has a bunch of Lings. He made a round of Lings, made some Banelings. He's getting real aggressive. And this is the timing where I actually lost. Shoot, I'm going to jump back. Sorry. Derp. Derp. So my queen's poking here, whatever, not a big deal. And I have this little gap. My queen should be wedged right in here. That's ideal. She's not. She dies. That's totally my bad. My bad. Queen shouldn't die. But you see, like, this aggression is about the earliest Ling Baneling pressure that can occur. Basically the earliest. Anything earlier is like, I mean, he's got 10 drones here. If he had like 5, it would be technically earlier, but it's all in your favor. But it happens right when your first huge round of the Lings is popping, and you actually have your Baneling nest on time as well. So basically, if someone attacks aggressively into you while you're doing this, it's all you want, because you went drones, then units, and he went units, drones, and you didn't even scout. So it's just like, you just basically are way ahead. And I actually overact. I get a little more defensive than I need to be here. He tries to attack and realizes it's not going to work. And at the same time, he goes up. He makes a ton of drones. He makes 7. And that was his death sentence right here. Making that many against this, you're just dead. And he has a lot of gas banked up, because he was going gas before me. So I mean, that's not the best for me, because he's actually able to match my Baneling count relatively. I mean, especially when you're being aggressive with this stuff, you need a Baneling advantage, because queens are going to soak some, spines are going to soak some. And I micro that fairly well. Can we take a closer look at that? I'm sorry, I'm really bad at this. First video. Gotta cut me some slack, guys. I just play the games. I don't have a brain or anything. Yep, so doing this another rally thing. I know he actually has Banelings, or I know he's got the option, so I get this all ready, rally up, kind of split them up, pre-split them. Unfortunately for me, these that I brought from home for my defense earlier, they're kind of overlapping, so stuff's looking real clumped right now. And he's looking for the clumps with these. And I see that happening, and I start pulling them back. Every time I see 2, pull them, split, see? And that's pretty good for me, just in general, or just trading Banelings is good, because that's what I'm all about here. And he actually goes 3 spines, so pretty good defense from him, honestly. It's pretty, I was going to say brave, it's not really brave, but it's, he's actually respecting it a lot. Most people don't respect it this much, so that's good. And I actually changed this Ling rally to my base, because I thought he was going to, I thought he still had some Lings on the map, and I was scared. So that would have kept my aggression going a little longer, and, not longer, but faster and everything. We see he's floating a lot of money here. And I'm actually floating a bit too. Lost that queen earlier, that kind of hurt, but the pressure can't stop. We don't stop pressuring. And he doesn't really want to spend his money on more spines because he's not sure what he needs. And you'll find that with a lot of people. They don't know exactly what they need to hold. And if he spends too much, I mean, he's going to fall behind on the workers. He's only had 5 workers right now. He builds 3 spines, all of a sudden, you know, I'm right on top of him with workers. The spines might even finish in time. And here come the next wave of banelings. And when you're poking forward with these lings, you're not trying to actually kill much of anything. You're just trying to bait his banelings to blow up on nothing. It takes a little bit of micro and stuff. It's tricky. It's kind of playing with fire. But if you're good at it, it works. Now it's 3 for 4, I think. That's not good for me, but at the same time. And when I get to this position, I'm just pretty sure I've won. Now there's a couple ways to deal with this. Once you get to this position, what's going to happen is you're either going to have lots of banelings flooding in and not very many zerglings, like kind of what I had there, or you're going to have a lot of lings and not very many banelings. When you have a lot of lings and not very many banelings, you just want to camp here and kill all his lings with your lings and use like your banelings to help, you know, zone out what spawns and just zone everything. Now when you have lots of banelings, not very many lings, you're not going to kill anything with the lings. They're going to go on queens, they're going to go on spines, his lings spawning. So you just want to rally your banelings straight to the mineral line. Basically, so if I had like 10 lings and 8 banelings to the mineral line, lings poke around and do whatever they can. But you know, if I had 20 lings and 3 banelings, I would just camp and just kill everything. Every time something spawned, blow it all up with banelings. It's kind of the way to do it. It's kind of tricky, and it takes practice. Like you get in a situation, you got to watch the replay because it's good in almost every single situation. I don't know how to highlight that more. So yeah, it's good in every situation. If it fails pretty hard, it means your opponent's probably pretty good, or you messed up. And that's just about it. I don't know. That's about all I gotta say about it. And actually, we've dubbed it, and by we I mean a buddy of mine dubbed it the Konami Code because he's been using it and just winning pretty much every single ZvZ with it. Now he's a diamond player, and you know, whereas it's all about if he just performs it well, it's going to go very, very well for him. So yeah, this is the Konami Code basically. It's good against everything. And this guy, he actually looks like he's holding very, very well, but you see I did some damage and now I'm actually ahead in workers. And that's the great thing about this. You can kind of feel your opponent slipping, and it's really, really aggressive. You just keep attacking nonstop, morphing banelings right in his face. Don't even care. I could have morphed these up here even. He tries to split some lings off and go to my base. Or I don't know exactly what he's trying to do, but you see actually I was floating enough money, so I just took a third. No problem. But it's great because the aggression nothing stops the aggression. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. I think this huge clump dies. No, actually, I got his clump really well. And that's actually really game-ending for him. And that's the great part to it. It forces mistakes out of your opponents. If you play better, you micro better, you have better mechanics, you don't float 900 monies like this guy, you win games. And here I got all his banelings morphing clumped, so it takes 3 banelings to kill the morphing ones. So if you have 3 and you can detonate on a clump of 3 or more, totally worth. Totally worth. And here, you know, blowing up stuff, whatever. Ling's overrunning, he's just got nothing left. He's floating so much money, but his injects slip a little bit. And like the thing about aggressive builds, they're really great to do just because it just puts your opponent on tilt. They have a game they want to play, you have a game you want to, or you know, they have their whole game plan, and all of a sudden 20 banelings show up, and panic, 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 panic. And I have actually another game. No, I'm not going to show it. It's just killing another rando on ladder, just doing it. He's playing completely standard and dies. So yeah, I think that does it for this video. Please subscribe. Hopefully more videos coming. Thumbs up, like, share with friends. Feedback, please. I think I talk too fast. Maybe I'm not clear. Maybe my mic sucks. I think the frame rate sucks too on my recordings. I'll have to check later. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.